A
I
blonde
gave you
wig,
the uncomfortable chair, didn't
blonde wig and a big beard.
Scared to move. I want to tilt you, I know.
I? He's on that chair, David. Shit.
That's definitely the Graham Norton one. Lorenzo was in that one, wasn't he? The Graham Norton
that
chair
dude.
strikes again.
Lorenzo.
Thank you for supporting our channel. Thank you for supporting Wizan. Please like, subscribe, comment, and hit the notification bell for any future videos. Welcome back. Welcome back to Aaron, the crazy ginger cabbie. And he's going to come up with some crazy ginger conspiracy theory again, I imagine. But we'll be ready for it. So what's happening, Aaron? Tell me.
Not a great deal. Not much since I last seen you, but I have got married.
Yes, you
Since-
just... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, not a lot. Just some little thing. It is what it is. But yeah, because you see the proposal, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, you and Big Dave.
Yeah.
We was there, yeah.
Was it magical?
Well, no, I'm anti-marriage, so I thought he was a lunatic.
Last time Aaron was here, we was talking about TFL and the spies, weren't we? Remember? The
Spies like us, yeah.
Yeah. And,
Conspiracy theory.
Our badges up for
Have you-
renewed next year. So
I'll be careful.
but have you noticed, you know, the draconian thing of just taking the badge off just for having 5 sneezes,
Yes.
which is, you know, if you sneeze 5 times, you're out. It's gone quiet, isn't it? Because I ain't hearing that as much.
No, I think there's a lot of people in the trade that sort of like to not necessarily spread lies, but I think they just like to say, oh, you don't do that, you'll get a fine and all that stuff. But you never see any proof of anything.
No.
So you know when they talk about a certain road along the A10 that you can't drive up and down on between certain times, I've never seen a fine from it. Do you know? It probably exists, but then you got some melt on Twitter. Oh no, yeah, don't do it. My mate said he got a fine. All right, put it up and let's have a look.
Yeah.
But there's certain roads that they say you can't go down.
Yes, and they don't have the
and they
cameras
spread
on.
it, and they're like, right, where's your information?
Yeah.
And it's like, just shut up, mate.
Okay.
All the sort of 3 points and the 6 point stuff. Go to court with it.
Yeah.
How can that be legally binding when it's 12 points and you lose your license? Who's to?
But you get banned for a month or whatever time it takes to get to the magistrates, doesn't it?
I don't know. It just seemed
So they
barbaric
ban
what
you.
they're doing.
I've got a question. I want to know the people that hold you to account in TFL, are they cab drivers like the examiners?
No.
The ones that say you're not fit
No.
and proper. Have they done the knowledge? Are they cab drivers? Have they done a medical like us? Because how are they?
like to
How are
think-
they above you?
Did you see that GLA where they all got together? So
I saw bits of it,
there's-
yes.
What with McNamara? There?
Yeah, and he basically did say you've got him sitting next to her
2 of them.
in an office making the decision of what happens to someone's lifestyle. So it wasn't that they're qualified to make a decision because the
It's just what
courts-
they agree with.
Yeah, the courts are qualified, but these people are literally just sitting next to each other going, well, what should we do?
But they've never been cab drivers either, have they?
No.
It's like if you had electrical work on a building site, would you get the bus driver in to check it?
TFL.
You'd have an
Some
electrician
people
with
would say
experience.
depend on the price.
Well, an electrician with experience would normally be oversee it, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Oversee. Why haven't we got that sort of system here?
Because
where
they on it, the people at the top and all that, they don't give about the trade. No one does. Unless you're in it, no one gives a shit. The knowledge examiners, they're dropping bucket load. This geezer's retiring after 22 years. She's gone, he's gone. Are they going to be replaced with someone that... And moving on to like the mayor election stuff, I don't believe in any of it. I don't
Can
believe
you vote? Are you in the...
No, I'm out in Essex.
Oh, right, so...
But even then, it's just like the people at the very top
Yeah.
that we don't even know who even exist, they ultimately make decisions. So
The bicycles were the theme. We are slowly being weeded out. I don't know if taxis are going to be completely weeded out, but they are trying to weed out every other person who's got a vehicle from driving in the town.
I mean, some people within the trade actually think like some of the stuff that's being implemented is a good thing because it will eventually take off a lot of people out of London from driving, but we'll still be a part of it. But then when you get silly nuts saying that we're not part of the future of the transport strategy network and all that, it's like, okay, where do we fit into this?
Who's silly nuts? I'm out of the loop.
So Khan.
Oh, can't.
So in,
carnage
So that's
can't.
why excluded.
So he'll
from every
get asked the
consultation.
question
Yeah.
by, is it Andrew Boff, whoever it was, saying, are taxis included in the mayor's transport strategy moving forward in the future? Just flat out, just like, nah. All right, okay. But then you still get drivers that will pay into orgs and be like, oh, help me out, I went for a red light.
I watched the Reddit backlash on that one, and it was the the general public was saying, "God, these cab drivers seem really entitled. Who do they think they are? They think they're part of the structure and everything." They're mostly cyclists, I think, who were coming up on Reddit.
People that don't live in London.
And that, yeah.
I wrote to local MP because, these LTNs. And I just said, just out of curiosity at Tower Hamlets, how many of them actually live in Tower Hamlets? How many come from Tower Hamlets?
Yeah.
He said they mostly come in, they'll rent, and they'll disappear in 5-10 years when they want to bring their kids up in the countryside.
Oh, yeah.
So they'll come in, disrupt.
Private school.
And then move away. They don't want to invest in London, do they? That's the problem.
What they want to do, they want to shut their road down with a couple of plant pots for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Bring up their kids till they're about 5 and be like, well, actually, hang on. Kids are getting stabbed here. Back to mummy and daddy's big old mansion.
Well, it's nearly out with you, wasn't it? The guy's gone crazy halfway to you.
2 roads away from where I used to live.
Is
My
it?
dad's still there.
Wow.
I messaged him the other day. Yesterday, I went, just move out. 3 weeks before that, someone got shot with a shotgun outside a kebab shop.
But
it's not like the old days, Dave, is it?
The safest city in the world, remember?
Are
According
we?
to Khan, yeah.
The safest city in the world?
Well, that's what he says. It's more safe than it's ever been under his watch.
So, yeah,
Wow.
with regards to the mayoral stuff, this would obviously come out after the mayor's been elected and whatever, but it's pointless. Doesn't mean not to vote, but abstaining from voting for someone just because you don't like someone else. So it's all the usual lot that hate the Tories. I can't vote for Susan Hall. I won't vote for Khan, but I can't vote for Susan Hall. So basically, that's him getting another vote.
Yeah.
If no one voted, it'd stay in.
But the problem is as well with all politics is there's too many people who are football team politics, which is, I am a conservative, and yet they're saying to you, what we're going to do is we're going to execute all poor people. Yeah, I'm going to vote for them because I am a conservative. Yeah, but you're a poor person. Yeah, I know, but I've got to vote for them because I am a conservative. And it's that attitude that really mucks things up. If you listen to what the people are proposing and then vote them on the basis of whatever they're proposing, and even if it's just one good idea that suits you, then vote for that. But too many people, you're a proper Tory, ain't you, Dave?
I ain't nothing. I ain't any party. I've voted every party over the years. I think the 3 big ones. I mean,
yeah.
And
the Greens.
I regret. Last time I voted Labour was Lionel Blair.
Lionel Blair, yeah. When
I regret that one. He took us to wars and everything. Yeah. So, and I haven't voted Labour since.
You didn't mean Tony Blair, you did know it was.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was a satire or not. I didn't get it. It was well delivered.
He made up his own box.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Lionel Blair would have done a better job.
Probably would have, yeah.
He would have kept us out the war.
Better hairstyle.
What war?
Until 13 until I first voted.
In the Middle East. He messed the whole Middle East up, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Lionel Blair or Tony Blair.
Oh, I can't stand him.
Yeah. Tony Blair.
He should be.
Yeah, he's
still the only one ex-prime minister that gets has got armed security outside his house or
I'm
something.
not surprised.
Oh. Where's his house?
Don't know.
It's
Connaught
Square.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't bib every time I go past.
Some guy filmed it
That's
the other
two
day and
fingers.
put it up on TikTok or whatever. Where he lived, yeah.
Oh, no, it's not nice.
Nah.
It's not good to sort of live under that. But he probably don't live there at all. He's got another house, hasn't he? He's
Probably got 4.
Yeah.
All
Well,
paid
he
for.
has. The richest
Oh, he's super
Labour
rich.
Prime Minister ever, isn't he?
Is he?
He's super rich. How much How much money has he made since being Prime Minister?
Is it?
Oh, he's worth more than that, I
Is
reckon.
he?
Yeah. Yeah, he don't get out of bed unless it's a mill, does he?
Wow.
So then he got rid
Morning's
of
right.
apprenticeships, didn't he? And what does his son start up?
Apprenticeships? Yeah. But that's the future, isn't it now, apprenticeships? University
Yeah,
degrees are out the window.
Well, 0 hours contracts, they'll put it down to all that's a load of nonsense, isn't it? I'm not saying that Blair started that, of course not, but they're all on the same path. All these governments, no matter who they are, red, blue, green, yellow, whatever, they're all voting. They're all going to do the same stuff.
Yeah.
Slave labour.
Yeah.
And
see,
none of us will ever be better off. Whoever's running the country, us, will never be better off.
Cab drivers and hairdressers, they're the people that should run the country, because the amount of people that you get in your cabs or in your chair that talk and tell you about their lives or their business and and you get so much information.
Yeah.
That's why cabbies and have such strong opinions on Twitter.
You must be the strongest opinion on the old Twitter.
Not Twitter. No, not Twitter. I'm not.
You're not on Twitter?
No, I'm on Twitter, but I'm not the strongest opinion because of what I do elsewhere with regards to trying to do me comedy stuff. It's like you'll have an opinion on something, and because of me profile elsewhere, I'll be chastised for it.
Yeah, but this thing is what I was talking earlier with one of the students, having opinions on things, right? Many of us have loads of opinions that are just literally our man in the pub opinion. They're not deep-seated views. It's just simple, off the cuff mental ideas. But if you express them on videotape, being from the 1980s videotape, if you express them on that, and it now goes around on social media, you kind of live and die by a sword of social media that you say stuff that's off the cuff.
Because stuff that was recorded before, like in, let's say, the old days, it took a while for the news to get out. Whereas now, if you say or do something on social media, bang, within 5 seconds, someone's screenshotted it, sent it on to someone else,
been memed,
edited this, been memed, and then you're
just having pointless arguments, though, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like, you can just sit there and talk to thick people all day, and they won't have an argument. They'll just blurt something out, and you'll go, well, what's your argument? What's the point?
But maybe it's changing.
I mean, you could comment on a lot of stuff, but you just got to think, what's the point? You're not going to educate these people, are you?
No. But they could say the same thing about cab drivers as well. We always got this same stigma about us.
Yes, but you shouldn't group us because we are very, very diverse.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
No, we know this.
Yeah.
But yet again, the people outside the trade, it's just, cabbies are far too expensive and they're racist. That's all it is.
Yeah, and you fit this stereotypical bubble that we're all living under. And
how long before self-driving cars take over?
Ages. They won't even exist. They'll be killing too many people. I think they'll do like Westminster to Tower Bridge, that big old.
Oh, right, the shuttle
lane.
services.
A shuttle, i.e. a tram.
Yeah.
Reason I ask, like there's been this couple of apps that have been helping with studying the knowledge.
Yeah, let's chat about that.
There's been a rumour about
here we
that.
go. Here we go.
There's been a rumour about it. But why do you think they're suddenly all doing it?
Yes,
why do you think they all want to do that? What's the why? What do they think that there's some longevity in the black cabs that's not in the minicab? Because my opinion is the minicabs will be the first to go if ever there's self-driving cars.
I think with regards to that, they know that the people that ultimately drive for these app companies can be got at. So when you get drivers that would say 10 years ago, if it goes 10% off, well, it's up to 12%, 15%, 20%. So they know that a lot of cab drivers eventually, like the new breed of cab drivers, are going to be that mindset of, instead of looking behind a tree for a job, they're looking at their phone. So these apps, free now, that are trying to help with the knowledge, know that the new breed of knowledge students coming in aren't like the old school ones. They're the new breed of ones that are adamant to be on their phones continuously. So they know they've got them like that. And like I've not used an app for 6 years.
Yeah.
When Free Now was my taxi, and never got on and get nothing because I don't agree with the percentages and all that stuff. But then you get some other cab drivers that'll be like, "Nah, I swear by it, you do this, you get what's the priority driver and all that," and I'm like, what? You're not.
You're to my advantage though.
But it's the same argument with regards to if I'm out in Barnes, it gets me in. Who gives a fuck? I'm not saying to you personally. Yeah. What I'm saying, you then gives yourself an advantage to be like, do you know what? I've now got 20 minutes to relax my brain instead of thinking, I need 23 quid to get back into King's Cross or whatever. Because ultimately, you're still then going to give percentages back to these corporate bosses that basically want to take all the street work, and then it is just apps. So then, what? Maybe the regulations in the future, when we're all not cab drivers, will be that you can't pick up off the road anymore. Mm-hmm. It's all pre-booked. It's tough. And all these knobheads that do all the apps, Uber and all that are doing the knowledge, they will be like, I've never seen street work, so I don't care. You've got to be very, very careful. But
it's an interesting way to look at it.
But people don't see things like that. They just, as cab drivers, because we're all self-employed individuals, our own businesses. I just want me 300 quid. I want to go home.
Yeah, that's
a demo.
Big problem.
I've got a big mortgage. I've got to get home. Mrs. doing a fucking dentist course or whatever, and then. But you'll sit in Sapori for 2 hours talking shit.
Yeah.
But you won't go with your pals that you've done the knowledge with at Parliament Square for an hour just to have a cup
75% of the cab trade is on that mark, I reckon. If you take 4,000...
More.
Well, if you could get 4,000 cabbies together, if you could, then that leaves the other...
There'd be no chance
12,000.
because we was doing the demos at Parliament Square, Tottenham Court Road. Everyone's got an opinion about, you shouldn't do that, you should do this. All right, cool, we just can give it a chance because it's not going to last forever. And then, so when we had 23,500 cab drivers and you had 800 cab drivers at Parliament Square, now we've got just under 18,000 cab drivers. 300 people at Parliament Square? It's always going to be the same faces. So, yeah, I just with regards to the apps...
Did you do some promotion or something for free now? Did they want you to do promotion?
So what it was, they asked me to do some, like, video content for them to basically try and promote the apps. I went, I'm not promoting why it's good to have you. So I asked the question to cab drivers.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm told continuously why it's great to be on apps.
Okay.
Specifically free now. Are there any cab drivers out there that can tell me why it's great? So then I got cab drivers messaging me, day drivers and night drivers. This was the pros of being on the apps for free now. Not necessarily all the apps, but just free now. And they were telling me, right, okay, so the whole scope was for me to sort of maybe change my mind and be like, do you know what, I am missing out on stuff. They're asking questions as well. One of my videos they wanted me to do possibly was like to promote the knowledge thing that they're doing. Like paying for people on the knowledge. So I said to them, I won't do that.
Okay.
Because I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
So I said, instead of trying to get people to do content for you and da-da, I said, how about if you have me as a possible consultant? So when you've got an idea about something, we're going to go with this.
Yeah.
I can say to you, 90% of the trader can tell you, or I can say to you, maybe go down this avenue.
Yeah.
All these cab drivers are on free now that are continuing to do work and religiously earning their hundreds of pounds a week or days or whatever on it. You are funding Tom, Dick and Div on the knowledge. You're funding their knowledge. I'll leave it there.
But years ago, you should fund the knowledge anyway for your application, didn't you? Didn't you?
The old drivers used to pay for the new ones coming on, so you didn't have to pay for license.
Yes,
You paid for nothing. It was completely... All drivers used to subsidise the knowledge.
Yeah,
that was how it was done. So in that, the change has become that it's a business now.
Why do you think it is a good idea for what Free Now are doing for the trade?
So they are literally
Which this will lead me on to something else.
Okay.
Please,
they are proper funding their drivers to be able to do the knowledge, fully funding. So you used to have to fund yourself. So let's say I work in supermarket, fill shelves in Tesco so that I can do the knowledge by day, which if you're watching isn't a bad idea because you get to do the knowledge seriously and have just a basic income to cover yourself. But with the Free Now package that they do, they pay for everything. So as a driver, you can work for them. The only requirement is that you have to do, it may have changed, it's 90 to 100 jobs per month on their circuit. So for them, the advantage is they seem to have a very high turnover of drivers coming and going.
When you become a cab driver?
No. When you become a driver, nothing. You've got no commitment at all for when you become a cab driver.
So what's the 90 jobs to 100 jobs about?
As a Free Now driver, a mini PHV.
Okay.
So on the PHV, they've got to try and cover 90 to 100 jobs. And for Free Now, the incentive is the fact that they can't get people to cover the jobs. Right. So they're now encouraging people to cover the jobs, and the perk is that you get to do the knowledge at the same time, and then you step up to become a black cab driver, and there is no then tie-in whatsoever that you do Free Now or whatever you want when you've passed out. So it is actually very, very genuine at the moment, genuine funding to be able to do the knowledge. If you're a Free Now driver anyway, it kind of is a no-brainer.
It was fleet owners. They're saying it's a great idea. Every single fleet owner will not give a flying shit about who they rent their cabs to. As long as they're getting weighed in $375 a week for their brand new electric cab, their interest has gone up, insurance has gone up, all that waffle. They're getting weighed in. So it doesn't matter if you're driving it, or if any of them are driving it. They just want their money.
Yeah.
Right? My point was, in my opinion, fleet owners, so the big fleets, so Brewery Road, Ascot's.
Ascot's don't actually have a big fleet.
There's some, listen, you go, if you live down in that way and you're going to go and look to buy a cab, you go to Ascot's.
Buy them, yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
sorry, not fleet owners.
No, yeah.
So where these people that supply you your cabs, instead of colluding into a WhatsApp group after COVID and going, when do we put the rents back up? What should we do? I'll tell you what, we'll all do a tenner or we'll all do 20 quid. Of course that happens. What you should have done years ago, 15 years ago, is paid for a knowledge school, promoted it.
Yep.
Gone out there, hoard yourself out, come to this knowledge school, bang, bang, bang. So Knowledge Point, what, closed down? Is that what's in Caledonian Road?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that closed. You've gone from a big old gaff there to here. All right, I know you're moving and whatever.
Sherbets had one, didn't they?
Yeah, there's the last. So Sherbets is actually did what you are talking about, but you know,
but one on the,
KPM's was also there. Yes, also
one
a
on their own.
garage.
But then yet again, it's that thing with the trade. If someone doesn't come up with an idea, so I've got that idea. You might agree. You might think, nah, bollocks. Yeah. So then there's no unity.
The idea is actually quite good.
Any unity in the trade. That's the problem. And it's only getting worse.
So when people say, "Oh, we need to rely on free now," all right, so when they up your commission to 40%, you got to pay them, or they get the people in that are like the minicab drivers that only know one way out to work via the apps.
Yeah.
When they use all this excuse and the fleet owners go, "Oh, it's great for the trade." Yeah, again, in my opinion, you should have paid a little bit more attention. Seen the demise, seen the numbers drop, and put something into building a nice big knowledge school and advertising and promoting it. Social media is, as we know, is all very powerful.
Yeah.
There's no excuses, but it's that greed thing. I ain't doing it.
There is a greed thing, but there's also some other problems. So you probably want to have an expert in the field, which would be me.
Yep.
And going back to the free now aspect, because you've got some good points, the free now aspect, I do think they have done something that's actually almost altruistic. They are looking at the benefit of getting the drivers to stay on their circuit longer and cover more jobs. That's their issue that they're trying to achieve. Yeah. And by funding the knowledge and people to do knowledge, they kind of helps them to achieve that goal. And there is no repercussions for when they pass out. These drivers could use free now or not use free now. There's nothing in it that's bad for our trade at all, other than it's funding for people that might want to do the knowledge or not. And whether they get a lot of drivers out or not is by the by.
Yeah, who knows,
They are keen to get their first driver out. Both of them, these companies, Anderson Lee and Free Now, are keen to see who will be the first driver to come out. So we'll see about that. But in respect to what you said, it's like you got myself as a school. The biggest commodity for the schools is floor space, and you have to, if you're charging someone £60 a month to sit at a table that covers an area of 6 foot by 6 foot square, then how much does it cost to rent 6 foot by 6 foot square, and how many people do you need to get to cover that? Whereas a lot of the garages, a lot of them have got excess space. They could have invited loads of people, like schools, myself and KPM, Knowledge Point, and had that space and done something. And the other thing is that they could have created a fund, a pool, that you could have then had. You've got to pick the serious people for the knowledge. And I think with experience that we can all tell which one of our mates is the one who is going to be serious and get on with it. There is so many people. A guy came in today. He said, how long do you think it'd take me if I do... I want to do it in 2 years. That was his... Oh, sorry, 3. I want to do the knowledge in about 3 years. So I'm going to do it 1 day a week. And then you hear the 1 day a week. And you say, so let me give you an idea that the 1 day a weekers, you're looking at 10 years. Maybe. But the 1 day a weekers are the 10 years to never. That's where they fall into. Oh, now the penny's dropping with the involvement. Then another guy who we went, which was Henry, we met yesterday. He's about to start, and I explained it to Henry, and I could see his juices flowing, and you could see he's like, right. And he said, so what should I do? I said, you apply today, you get your books today, you start run number 1 tomorrow, and he said, I was going to start in June. I said, well, do you smoke? And he said, no, I do vapes. And I said, well, you've just done the old cigarette thing, ain't you? I'm going to give up in June. It makes no difference whether you started now. He said, I've got a project in June. I said, yeah, that's June.
Yeah.
Do the project in June. Do you start now and you're that far ahead? I don't understand that. And he was on it today, straight on it.
But it's like, so I'm not just pinning it down on sort of like fleet owners, garage owners, and people that are supplying the cabs, because they're all well and good investing millions of pounds in these electric vehicles, but in places where we need the drivers to go and study and stuff. No, I won't do that. But it could have been self-funding. So it's yet again, when you had the LTDA, every time when I got your badge day, you had some knobhead with an orange bag. Oh, take this, join us. So when you passed out as a cab driver, you'd put a percentage of your earnings signed up to something that helped paid for the school, continued the big school that was going, like a percentage. You
could have done it on the basis that the school, every single thing you need to study the knowledge is free. But if you quit,
pay it all back.
You pay it back. And if you pass, you have to rent a cab from us.
Yeah.
and you've kind of got
all of that,
a balance there.
Yeah. Fleet owners aren't losing out as such. It is what you say. Like, so you come to a school at our yard. When you pass out,
you've got to rent.
You've got to rent a cab from us.
Retainer.
Yeah. Like, why?
They did have the retainers back in the day.
I think it's all too late now.
Mm.
Well, Addy Lee have got a retainer on their people with their funding. Freenet haven't got a retainer.
No. So Addison Lee is that they pass out, they would be on Comcab.
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So talk to us about this new school.
Well, we are investing in a brand new school that is in Greenwich, in Thames Street. It's right next to the Cutty Sark. It's very posh. We've got a Waitrose. We've got a Waitrose. Yeah, it's got river views.
Is it near the new Knowledge of London examination?
You couldn't walk.
They're at the rough end.
Yeah, they're at the rough end. You couldn't walk there.
Save some money, did they?
But you could walk there. Me and you'd walk there, Lee, because we're walkers. But it's Dave's run it. He'll run there.
I don't know. I'll just there's a million buses running down there from there.
Yeah.
Or cab.
Yeah, or cab. There's 4 ranks there.
Yeah.
No fuckers on them.
There's three in Greenwich Church Street. They are in the afternoons, evenings. They'll be there. The more yellow badges.
I was there at one weekend, like where to see the Cutty Sark through there. Sat at that rank, hour and 15 minutes.
Just looking at the Cutty Sark.
Niche, nothing.
Yeah.
People like, can I take a picture?
Yeah.
I have to start charging. Here's a £5.
Do you know who I am?
So that's good. When's that get going? So what do you do with this? Keep this for the people who don't want to travel, or are you going to?
Well, we will have to see on the basis of the numbers, because the numbers on the Knowledge are so low that running a school is kind of, it has to be small. It's kind of not viable to have the schools that we've had before. The days of having 5,000 square feet, which we had in Gilenda Street, the school was huge. The classroom sat 50 people in a classroom. Yeah. So those days are over. I don't see that ever coming back, but the numbers have picked up slightly. The trade has picked up slightly. And the biggest advertisement for our trade has always been you telling your mate, I earned money last night, and things are kicking over. And I mean, I am here in numbers, people taking £700 a night. Guy came in today and said, I took £700 the other night. You think, well...
You've done 16 hours, though.
Well, I know. You know, I knew it was when you're talking about his exaggeration, and you're talking about him in his... Yeah, there's an exaggeration there, but there's a reality there too. If you're saying 700, let's say it's 5. 5's still a lot of money, you know, when most people at the moment...
It hasn't been as good this year as last year, is it, so far? Was it?
Very slow, I think. And I don't moan about earnings.
You don't moan about much?
All right.
No, earnings or takings and stuff. But
yes.
I think it's not... All you got to do is just look at your car takings from last year to this year. Still the same, and it's just... it's a little bit
You keep
slower.
a record?
Sorry?
You keep a record?
It's all digital, and you can have a look back.
Oh, you mean on the
card?
Yeah. For the accountant. Speak to the accountant.
I was about 39 quid.
Yeah. You're too good at this game, Dave.
You can cut that out. No?
Yeah, no, that's going in.
Yeah.
It's Freddie Frampton again.
Yeah.
But I know you say it's not going to get to those numbers again. Why? That's a defeatist attitude.
It just... The world has changed.
Bit of promotion, though.
Promotion never worked at any stage in the past 30 to 40 years that I've been involved in. I've never seen promotion work in any way whatsoever. The promoting of women doesn't work.
Didn't work at all, did it?
No, zero. They're going to schools and trying to persuade kids when they're 18 years old to do the Knowledge and pass out when they're 21. Doesn't work. They still dream. A kid of 18-year-old still dreams of being the professional footballer or a top scientist somewhere. No idea of the reality of life, that you're going to need a income of solid income. And it was, in many senses, it's the absolute perfect job for the 18-year-old to go and do and set them up to do other things. But I don't foresee it ever. It's never going to be like it was in the 80s, 90s and the early 2000s, and it's slowly declined. But I do think that the apps are seriously on the decline, and they have got a lot of problems coming. I don't see one happy PHV driver. They are all really complaining, and certainly about the percentages that they're taking, because they don't have to be told anymore what percentage of the job is gone to the app and what percentage went to them. And a lot of the drivers are asking the passenger, how much have you paid? And they're saying, I got paid 100 quid. And the driver said, I got paid 50.
That was always the case, though.
Yeah.
Well, account jobs are private. Oh, you never knew what they would.
But now they don't tell the percentage on any job, on the Uber. They're not telling them what the percentage of the job is.
They pay by card, and you don't see the amount or whatever it is. Yeah.
That's the avenue that we are going to go down.
Yeah.
They want to come for us next.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Because they're paying for them to do the knowledge. Because then they know no different. So when they get told you're getting £20 for this job, okay, I'll do it. What else you gonna do?
But we should look after the stations and the hotels, the rank, shouldn't we? Because that is ours.
But that's down to the orgs. Why are people paying to orgs? I've got no idea.
But you pay,
You don't pay into any?
So the main ones, I don't. UCG, I just like the people in it. So, like that, in my opinion, they've tried to do more in the last 5 years than everyone else.
Yeah, true.
In my opinion.
Have you been to any of the meetings?
No, but it's never worked out for me having a young family. So I'd have this same energy, and I'll probably get told off.
You've got to be quiet when you're there until you can ask questions.
Yeah.
Not that I know.
Well, Sean Paul Day got chucked out, didn't he, the LTDA? Sean was very vocal and articulate.
Sean's far too good with his trade.
He can articulate too well.
Yeah. If Trevor Merrill's had Sean's vocabulary, he'd be running the country.
We'd have every road open.
Yeah.
But no PHP left in London. That would be
just
it.
Like with the ranks, like with the filth pulling up on our ranks and doing things on our ranks, and like line bikes being dropped off, and there's not enough done. And yet again, no one cares. But then you get the odd cab driver that sort of will. So I had it. So the other day, yet again, I wanted to talk to you about like cabbie etiquette. This leads me nicely into this. Cabbie etiquette, right? I was told on my badge day by Mr. Thomas, if you're on like King's Cross, whatever, and you're like 5th or 6th on the rank, and someone's getting your cab, you can just fucking take me and drive off.
Yeah.
I think the nice thing to do would be to. I know people just like, no, just get them in the fucking cab and leave. They just want to get in your cab. Good bit of etiquette would be to go to the front driver. He wanted to get in my cab. I just wanted to let you know.
Yes.
Then you can sleep well at night. I was on a rank. I hope he watches this because I think you're a prick. I was on the London Edition Hotel. The London Edition Hotel is like we call it a rest rank.
Yeah.
2 cab rank. Yeah. I'm sitting at the front. The doors there.
Sunday. Yeah.
Vito behind me. Light on. We're sitting there. Been there, 10 minutes? Someone's come from behind him, gone up to his window, having a little chit chat, 2 of them. He's nodding. Oh, yeah. Opened his door. They're in. He's about to pull off. I got out of the cab. I went, what's that all about? He went, you know the score. I went, sorry? He went, they can get in any cab they want. I went, oh, whoa. I went, just acknowledgement that they're just going to get in your cab. I ain't going to do anything. I'm like, no, just a bit of etiquette would be like, mate, you won't want this going around the corner. I went, I don't give a f if it's going back to Oxford Street behind us. I've taken for nothing. It's not the point. Yeah. The point is that there's full etiquette. Like he was a 6 badge Vito.
Oh,
bald.
Not a butter boy doing it then, or
no, like
that's
one of your own type thing.
This is not exactly. I agree completely on your case here. In this situation, there is no way in the world I would have taken them. No. You are 1 cab in front of me, and I'll have said, sorry, mate, but you have to go to the one in front. He's going to take you. We're not talking about a train station and a rank full of people waiting or whatever.
None of that. But
unless they wanted the veto rather than getting in your whatever you're driving an old shitter.
So I'm in a white TXE.
He might not have thought he was even a cab.
Possibly. Yeah.
But the geezer behind Stu's got a point. You've point forward. He's got to, hasn't he? He's got to go, mate.
On a 2 cab rank like that.
Before he even tells you where he's going.
I said to him, don't try and pull an hierarchy with me because of your badge number and all that. All he was, he's on the phones, in his Vito, waiting for his ping to go off, go here for a bun the doorman, the score.
Yeah.
That's what he is. Yeah. He is a no good fucking prick. I understand on the big ranks, someone, if you want to get in the cab, just I get it. But that's just us.
You still send them down.
I could have got out and had a chat with him 2 minutes before that.
Yeah.
Still would have took the job.
No matter what rank I'm on, I'd still send them down to the front. And if they insist on getting in with me, then you're all right. Nice little bit of etiquette would be to get out and say, look, they've insisted on getting in with me. I told them to come down the front. They don't want to walk. I'm going to drive.
No matter what rank? So take, for instance, like King's Cross, which is broken up.
I've had it at London
Bridge. You're
Bridge.
at the front of one of the feeder ranks that's jumped along and you're way back. up towards Goods Way, would you not take the person? Or are you going to tell them to walk?
Oh no, that's different.
Yeah.
But
on the break,
that's different.
Yeah, you got to take them, haven't you?
You've taken
Yes.
it because that's why cab drivers stop at the lights there, and they just hang back there, and it.
Yeah.
So if it's
That's
like,
a long walk to the front. You ain't going to go.
You know the King's Cross rank, and then you've got the first break where
Yeah.
the drop off is there. When you've got no cabs that you can't see for shit, but you got one loiter in here because you don't want to go down, yeah. If you're behind, drive around him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ask the question. You know, he knows. You know, everyone knows what he's trying.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to sit in the 5 cabs down there. Just go around him. Because what they do, they then zoom off and then put in front of you. Oh, we should have done that in the first place. But I'm saying etiquette as a whole in this trade. I used to think, doing the knowledge, that this was like no offence, a brotherhood.
Yeah.
Like everyone stuck together, secret society.
No.
We all looked out for each other. You get in it, my God.
That exact comment was put on. Well, it was about a cab driver not being acknowledged for letting people out. He said it happened to me 3 times today. First one, it must have been an Elvic driver, and then the second one, it must have been a butter boy.
Yeah.
And it isn't. It's always the later badges. Because I think when you first pass out, you genuinely want to do the right thing.
Scared of
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember the other week I mucked up and I felt really bad. I rang up and like, was I really in the wrong then? And
Who did you ring? The Samaritans or something?
well, no, I was just going down Orchard Street. It was crazy. People coming out of Selfridges, cabs everywhere. And this woman ran up to the cab and said, get in. And I kept hearing this horn. So I was looking behind me going, I can't see anyone.
The rank over the side of the road, yeah.
And it was a genuine mistake. And I was just like...
But then what happens is, you go to the rank there.
Yeah.
You then get the person on the side of the road like, oh, God. Geezer behind you with a light on. Yeah,
What?
again, Vito, 6 badge. Pick him up.
It's the same guy.
Yeah, it's the same geezer.
Same guy.
Yeah, I just like etiquette in this.
What do we do?
trade.
Because
What do we do? I
we
don't
need
know.
to have because a guy come on and commented on one of our previous videos about etiquette, and he said in the comments, "You should know better, Dean. This is the deal." And he pointed out what he thought the deal was, and I think, yeah, I do know better. What you just said is absolute rubbish. So whilst we're debating what the deal is, we need to have a factual idea. He said that if you pull out in front of a cab, you definitely pull over and let it pass. No, if you pull out and you make that cab, if that cab has to slow down or let you out, then yes, he's letting you out, let him pass. But if that cab's 50, 60 yards down the King's Road and you're coming out the turning, you're the front cab. You don't have to wait for him to come past.
I get that, but I think it's ingrained in you. If you can fucking see that there is a light there, there's nothing in between, and he knows that you're coming out the side turn, and he's coming down, he's seeing you out the side turn, he's thinking, you can't fucking stay there. If you can see his light, just don't pull out.
No.
Because at the end of the day, if you weren't pulling out that side turn, that's going to be his job.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you pull out that side turning in front of him, and the person who just walks out the street slightly behind you, he now gets that job. So there's a lottery on both those aspects of who's going to get a job. As you're going down the King's Road, you're all travelling, people are coming out the side streets, they wave the cab that is literally like picking up the ducks on the bloody fairground thing. It's just a lottery in that sense. So what you do need is to say, look, this is going to be the rule then. If they give way to you and let you out, let them by. But in general, if they're giving way to you, don't pull out. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Definitely don't pull out because he'll be the front.
Just say, no, I can't be bothered
Yeah.
with it, mate. Just
Go,
around.
go. Because
I
I'm
often
only going to
wave
pull over, you're going to go by me. But if you can pull out and you're not making them slow down and you're not making them give way to you or whatever, then you're now the front cab on that line and that's it. So we would need to write these things down, and then we'd probably need to have a class on it that is part of the knowledge. That this is what we need to be saying you do. And we could have our own little committee. You could have an argument now on Twitter. Well, no, we go to the judge and jury.
And
Yeah.
execution.
Let me be in charge of it.
Just this one then. So I passed the cab on St Catherine's Way.
Not your job.
She's a woman.
She's dropping off, this cab driver.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm dropping off at the Tower Hotel. Drop off. I pull up outside. I'm just writing in my little book how much I've got. Anyway, people come up to my cab window, and I said, "Oh, there was no one on. You know, they've got the little rank.
Yeah.
No one on that rank." She then comes whizzing by, shouting, "Nah!" I was like, "Oh my god!" So she pulls up on the rank.
Yeah.
She went, "That's my job," and I went, "I'll just go and get in her cab."
Oh, wow.
So
where did she drop?
So she dropped, the top of St Catherine's Way.
So before the ramp going down?
Yeah, right at the top. As you go down the
Oh,
stairs. I pull up right outside, And I was literally just writing in, and then this couple come over, an American, and then she drives past shouting at me, going, nah.
She's flown down there.
And I just thought, ooh. And she parks up on the rank and then comes back to get them from my cab.
Oh, she thinks it's her job because she was on the rank.
No, she wasn't. She drove past me as they're getting in the cab shouting
So
out.
she's the woman's dropped off at East Smithfield at the top of St Catherine's Way,
Yeah.
Madam has driven down the ramp, dropped them at the hotel. While she's dropping off, Larry Bollocks has put it into fifth gear and gone fucking flying down there to get round there just in case that there's a job coming out. There's a new job come to her window, and then she's like, nah, it's been mine because I dropped off.
It makes no sense to me because basically when anyone comes to your window, it's your job. They came to your window, and unless you are sitting on a in the vicinity of a rank where people should go and get on the rank.
If there was someone on the rank, I would have said, go and get in her. But and I just, it made us look terrible. You know, these customers.
Women on women taxi violence.
Who was she?
Oh, 7 badge. Obviously saw my 8 and thought, oh, I'll show her who's boss. And I just thought, but it was the way she screamed out the window.
TXE?
No, an old shit cab. Really old shit liveried cab. So I just thought, but it made us look terrible as a trade.
Yeah.
Women making this trade.
You're talking about a modern phenomenon in the taxi trade as well, because since we had identifiers, this numbers of badges, never knew it.
Yeah.
So there is.
I don't take notice of any of that.
But the 6, the 7s,
I don't take notice. No one.
They do.
You
know, you do.
You're a better boy.
But would you want to? Would you want to be wrapped around them sort of people?
50.
No, no.
Would you? I wouldn't want to be wrapped around them. They wouldn't be anyone like that. Being like that.
I want to give it a fair.
But do you know the worst thing is? It was tube strike day, so it was
Jesus
one in,
Christ.
one out.
Yeah.
So
you were not short of jobs that day, and she still wanted to argue.
I think it's not the fact. Let's say it absolutely was hers.
Yeah, I just said just get in her cab, and I just thought I can't be bothered.
You're easily manipulated, you.
Well, I was only out for a year or so, and I was just a bit fragile. And
even if the job was absolutely her job, then the fact that you've got my job and it's at your window, the disgraceful behaviour of what we do, it's like it's gone.
Yeah.
But they came
took my job. That's it. That should be your attitude.
Riverside, not the hotel. So they've walked over from the riverside, not even walked out of the hotel. But yeah, if they were on the rank, I would have sent her there.
I get what you're saying. It makes us look bad. I'll come back to it. No one cares.
Well, no, because
I don't care. But
we care.
But what I'm saying is, with regards to that, because in a roundabout way, violence has been taken away from society. We're in a grassing culture now. Get your phone out, grass. Hold up.
Oh yeah,
This took me job.
I've had that.
Get out. Get out.
I did something wrong, didn't I?
Get out the cab. If someone has genuinely done something wrong, tell them where they've gone wrong.
Yes.
You would like to think, as a butter boy, some of the old boys in the trade would be like, "Wait, no, that job's got to go here," or "What, clip range your ear up."
Oh yeah. Back in the day.
It's all about teaching, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's right. Grassing. There is this modern culture now of grassing rather than sticking up for yourself.
Take no notice, wouldn't you?
It's really embarrassing.
Well, why did they come to your window? Because there was no one on the rank.
Yeah.
There's no one on the rank, so it's your job then, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's come tearing in afterwards.
At the end of
you've
the
already
day,
started talking.
She's give the job up.
You
and that was
just
a worldy job, because I know that bird, it went 800 quid.
Yeah.
John O'Groats.
Southampton it went.
But you live and learn. It's all about learning. You know, your first couple of years.
Well, I've got loads of mates that just take it in their stride. If you have to get angry once you're out there, it's not the job for you, really. I mean,
it's
and
a
as
long
well,
day by yourself.
Yeah, you get another jobs around the corner. Everything just keeps ticking over.
Mr. Angry there.
I know, he's so angry, isn't he? Hey?
You should have just reminded her of Agincourt. That's what you should have done, and drove off with the passengers. All right.
Yeah.
I don't mind a little rumble. Come on, let's go.
That desperation for a fare, though, that attitude is always.
I think that's in your nature. That person there obviously is a greedy, horrible person.
Because
you just wouldn't. Would you might think
that's all it was.
Everyone might think, God, I missed that by 10 seconds. You might think that. It's a bit like coming along Tudor Street, and then you think, right, I'm the first one to run along Tudor Street, you lot, and then someone comes over Tower Bridge and does it right in front of you.
Yeah.
But it ain't no one's fault, is it? It ain't no one's fault. You don't go mad and go, I was here. I was here.
What you're saying there is a tube strike day or train strike, whatever.
Tube. It was Christmas Day.
But even then, that is absolutely bananas to actually want to drive down a dead-end road in the hope that there's not 4 cabs on a rank.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Go to drive to
a
Tower
shame,
Bridge, go to London Bridge.
Well, whose fair is this then? I've just thought of a scenario.
Go on.
You're sitting at a T-junction at a set of lights, right? Or you're sitting at a crossroads at a set of lights. Your lights are red. The person is on the far corner.
Opposite you, yeah.
You're turning right to them and they'll be on your left-hand door.
Yeah.
And if they're flagged, they flagged you like that. But coming along the green light is another cab that then stops and picks them up.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Who's the eye contact? Is the eye contact with you?
I've waved you over there because I can't see the other one. I'm waving you like that, but then the geezers come along and he pulls out in front of it. They get in. They get in. I wouldn't complain anything. They drive off. You're done.
It's one of them things. You move on.
Anything on Twitter? Anyone asked you anything interesting?
Oh yeah, come on. Let's go to the.
The
poll.
Twitter feed. Yeah, go on. We're going to do something
I was
new.
coming on. When I say everyone, I told
6 people.
Yeah.
I've got 5 questions.
5 more than
Yeah.
Gavin Livermore, enforcement on our ranks, i.e. rickshaws, cars, bikes, parking on them. How do we go?
Go on, Dave.
Well, I think we've got to get together. Yeah, I think the orgs have got to come on here and do a central committee and then you do some a bit like the marshals. Do you get paid for doing marshalling or what?
Get some pocket money.
Yeah.
How much?
Pocket money.
How much?
Answer the question.
Pocket money.
Because it can get edited out. I reckon you get £50 an hour.
Something slightly less than that.
£49 an hour.
Well, we've got to guess.
We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
I've got to say though, since we've been on there, because it's like the wild, wild west there, isn't it? After
Liverpool Street, yeah.
Yeah, and the cab drivers love it.
I hate the people that rank up at the Liverpool Street rank and hang back at the back.
Yeah.
Same ones.
Oh, for trying to get the Essex.
Personalised number plate.
Yeah.
I just don't like them.
They ain't getting out of the cab and walking along. Anyone want to?
Yeah. Well, we move them in. They don't accept a job. We just move them to the back now. There's no cherry picking now. If you rank up, take the job.
Yeah. Here we go.
And also, it's a Friday night in Shoreditch.
Just take the job.
They're going to go Shoreditch.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, we can't turn left at the light. Sorry.
No.
Well, I think we've got to do something like that. You've got to go out sort of, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50-handed and go round, don't you?
The Mayfair Mall.
Yes, but we need to pay for it. We need to pay for it, don't we?
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, where else is it going to come from? How are you
It has
going to
to
do it?
come-
And you'd have to volunteer or something like that.
Well, it
wouldn't you?
comes from,
Do
again-
whatever you know, park up or.
Yeah.
If all of us steal those line bikes on Berkeley Square.
Yeah, I've seen that picture. Yeah,
They
it's
done it at
shocking.
Bella Road Market a few months ago. There's like 7 of them. I just moved them onto the pavement.
Oh, what? It's just stuck on the rank, were they?
Yeah, just left on the rank.
Oh,
The
well.
people the fellas that are dropping them off in the lorries or the vans and all that, they know what they're doing.
Oh, they dropped them off on purpose.
Yeah.
I thought it was passengers.
That's not even like it's
They've
people
chucked
been on a
them on there,
march and
yeah.
just chucked them there. They were doing a nice, perfect line.
But if we was to move them, and how far can we go? Can we stack them in a big knotted heap?
Yeah, stack them in the middle of the road.
Yeah,
Create
we'll make a
roadblock.
roundabout out of
Listen,
them.
I know some waste management people. Fine. Yeah, we'll edit that out.
Edit that out.
Yeah, Andrew. Ask Dean to hand back his tag for the airport since he's never going to use it.
Why should I?
I'll make him right if you're not going to use it because you're stopping other people from doing
Have
it.
you still got it?
Yes, but my tag goes back to the
Roman days.
19.
Dinosaurs
Okay, he
arriving.
wants me to hand it back. I tell you what my tag looks like. It is about that thick. It's that square. It's a unit,
But
and it won't work.
I think
I'd
it's
have to
not
go
that-
in there and swap it for a
It's not
tag.
that what he means. I think he means you're taking up a slot
Yeah.
Yeah,
You are.
your name on
the sheet.
My
You're
tag is in there, is it?
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. I've got a tag.
If
It's
you've
still
got
in
a
there.
name on the sheet, just say you got a name on the sheet, and your name can be
Okay,
taken
tell
off on a new
Andrew,
one.
right?
You-
I will give my tag back in. I'm not going to work the airport probably ever again. And if I do, I'll apply for a new tag. All right. I'm going to find out how I do it. Take my name off it.
trade saver.
There you go.
This is from Tony Lee. Do the schools and garages want to soften the knowledge just to get a final payday for themselves before the latest bunch of bad driving, job nicking, dirty cab, and I don't know where that is crew finish us off altogether? I kind of
It's
sort
of no interest whatsoever to have an easy knowledge for
No,
the school. What's
for
the
the
point
schools,
in going
it's
through
not-
it fast? You want to have it hard, so it takes longer,
Yeah.
do you? What?
There's nothing, no advantage. His
If you had a
perception of what
3-month
he's
knowledge-
saying there is completely misguided.
What's the point in that? 3
It's
months knowledge,
been
you've been paid
easier
for 3
the
months.
last how many years?
Don't
Yeah.
get angry.
20 years.
No, it's just a question.
But it's
You-
seven-
No, easy with the questions. All right, they're getting harder.
Yeah.
I love it when Sylvie did it in 6 appearances.
Oh, yeah.
And then he said,
Oh, it's brilliant.
knowledge boys and girls need a minimum of 4 years now. A minimum. So you did it in 15 months and 6 appearances, but all of us have to do a minimum of 4 years now. What's the logic? Well, you just got to learn it. No.
They don't learn it properly, he said. They're not as good as they used to be.
You've got to have a logic.
It's not saying how many days a week or how many hours a week. He's just saying 4 years. So what you do? What, one morning a week?
Sylvie done it in 5 days, 5 appearances.
I'm 4 years in now. I've done 3 runs. I'm ready.
That makes no sense.
This is Stephen T. Etiquette and camaraderie disappearing? Question mark.
I can't speak for whether it's disappearing because you'll be better thingy for that because my work ratio is about.
I'd say yes.
A week. You think it's disappearing?
I'm going to say as well that there's lots of people let me in. They do let me out of turnings. There is a lot of that goes on. So I know everyone's a bit harsh on. It's like anything. It's
you
the
probably
ones
do cherry pick the bad moments.
Yes,
like when
exactly.
You have 20 jobs in a day. 19 are great. The one bad job.
You'll get one complaint, wouldn't you? But and you'll never get a praise.
Yeah.
But you get someone to come up really nasty about it. But the ones that are happy don't say nothing.
So how long have you been driving now?
8 years.
And you've seen a change in it?
Yeah.
In what way?
I would say the camaraderie is
at the low.
Is low.
There is a possibility that it's just you being longer in the trade. There is a possibility that it's just a side
would say
benefit.
being in the trade, in the industry, you expect so much, and then when it doesn't reach the expectations, you're let down.
Yeah.
And the older you get, I think you just get so
miserable,
disheartened by it, and you think
it's always been the case.
Better.
Always been the case. Always the older drivers.
Jason J. Realistically, where does Dean see all aspects of the cab trade in 10 to 20 plus years' time? I personally don't think it'll be here, but that's what
Oh shit! No, I'm kind of along those lines. I think we've slowly seen us come from being Victorian knowledge back in the 80s and 90s, which was excellent, and then the woke situation has moved into how we should govern it, and I foresee that we will inevitably move to a system that is financially based that benefits the minority and not the majority. So you would be buying, in some way, you're buying your badge to pay. You're paid to work as a cab driver rather than we do the knowledge.
Like the medallion.
Yeah, in some way, there are people up on high who want that already because they'll be the ones who are going to get that money. We'll all have a payday, I suppose, because we own a badge. And they would say, all right, from now on, the badges are $100,000. So we'll all have $100,000 to sell. And then that would be it. People will drive around because they'll say sat-nav can tell us where to go and stuff like that. So inevitably, the knowledge will have its day and they will swap it for a financial system and someone's going to be taking 20% of every badge based on they are the governing body of transferring those badges. No more wasting time testing people. 20 years, possibly, good forecast.
Nearly at retirement.
This is from Artie.
I'll be dead by then.
You won't be
I
dead.
won't give a shit by then.
This is from Artie. He loves it.
I know Artie.
Artie, yeah, old Spurs filth. Sorry, Tottenham guys.
Yeah.
The meter increase being too high.
What, the wages? Our pay rise?
Yeah, because there's been a lot of backwards and forwards between some cab drivers on Twitter.
How old is Artie? How long's he been in the game?
A while. No, he's fishing. He's put the fishing rods things out as if to say, because there's been arguments. Some cab drivers are saying, "What are we doing? Like it's too much money," and other drivers are like, "No, get sort of thing." So then, what allegedly what I'm reading is a lot of the airport drivers are saying it's probably costing a bit too much money coming into town now. Simple solution there would be don't go to the airport.
Yeah,
I know it's very dramatic to say so, but then what I would like to say on that is the people that use us understand what the job is. Right?
Yeah.
They don't really give out the money per se. You might get the odd one or two be, oh, this is a little bit more expensive than usual. Yet again, these people did not give about us during COVID. So when we lost all of our savings and we earned no money for 2.5 years, no one after that turned around and said, "You've had it hard, John. Here's 20 quid to help you out. Here's 50 quid. Here's this, here's that." Now we're getting a bit of what we rightly are owed.
Yeah.
Well, the question to ask is, has anyone complained since they got in your cab?
No, I haven't heard
No one said, "Oh, it's more expensive this week than it was the last week."
Oh, well, that okay, yeah. Sorry,
I suppose that ultimately it's
going
to be down to the customers.
Always the same. There's certain categories of customers. So there's our regulars, the wealthy, who don't bat an eyelid. They know what the price is. There's the out on a Friday night, don't care. We're just going to pay for the cab because we're going to take a cab tonight.
Yeah.
And then there's the necessity of the poorer person whose necessity is that I've got to take a cab, and you can see them sweating, thinking, "Oh shit, it's gone to 12 quid now. It's gone to 15 quid," and they're going to pay it anyway. But they're in the cab on a once in a lifetime for a necessity of whatever it is they're doing.
Or someone else is paying it. Yeah, I've got one more. Talk about the apps. Free now and this new gold bronze system. The mayor elections. Who's best for the trade? Why garages are not reducing rent on cabs that are paid for.
Why would they?
When historically they always have. Reduced
a cab used to go down on age, didn't it?
Hang on. Right. So I rented a TX4 15 plate for £250 a week when I first got out 8 years ago.
Yep.
It's still 260 quid now, and it's done over 250,000 miles.
Yeah.
Right. But
we used to pay. Sorry, we pay a premium to rent cabs. Part of that premium, not the turning circle, would be that if the cab broke down, set out on fire, we got a replacement within 4 hours. Now, your cab breaks down and it needs let's say an E-Rad. You could be out of work for 6 months, so you got a cab.
and as a fleet,
Yeah.
that would only be owner-driver, surely.
No, fleet. All right, so where I rent from...
Who are you, Neil?
You could swap straight away, couldn't
get
you?
a strop.
No. Neil ain't got the cabs. Everyone.
No, but you could blow him out, couldn't you? Go somewhere else.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah, okay. But what I'm saying is that you go somewhere else. Not necessarily all these fleet owners do have available cabs.
Yeah.
No, now they don't.
You haven't got a surplus of cabs to be like, oh yeah, no, we can sort it out.
To be honest, Aaron, they never really did. They never. You'd have an old Fairway, it break down. You took it in the garage. You'd stand there and wait for it to be repaired. They were a lot easier to repair, but you could wait for it to be repaired, and you would lose a day. You'd get bored and tired waiting for it, and when it got repaired and came out, you think, I'm going home, I've had enough. And so you do lose a day at most. I never got a replacement cab for any of the repairs that I needed on a rental cab.
Yeah, I did.
I owned mostly, and that would always be. They were good to you when you owned it. They would try and fix it there and then. The
price of the cab now, because it's all new technology and it's like even when it's out of warranty, we don't know how much this is going to cost.
Let's look back then on prices. When I first started, I think a brand new cab was 23,000, and they rented for 200 a week, brand new. Now they're 70,000, and they're renting for what?
350.
350.
So that would mean that they're cheaper.
No, I'm not.
Technically, that makes them cheaper than what I rented in the 90s. Because the cab was only 20 grand, sort of thereabouts. It was 23 to 26. People will remember the price of the cab then, the Fairway. If it's now 70 and you're paying 350, and back then it was 24 and you're paying 2.
Well, the cab's not 70 grand anymore, is it?
What is it now?
What, it's closer to 85.
The list price. What's the list?
No, it's about 74, 75, saying 80, is it?
What are you saying is 84?
About with what? What have you got with that
the
one?
The TXE?
Yeah.
80 grand. Oh, sorry, no, I'm thinking of the interest, so it's nearly 100 grand.
It's nearly 100 grand with interest, yes. But we're going to cover that one. We've got the little one lined up about how you pay for it and stuff, and the cheapest way to do it. And this...
The thing is, if we didn't have fleet owners, there's half the drivers will never be able to get a cab.
They would buy their own.
Do you reckon? Their credit's so bad without these fleet owners.
Oh, you're getting into the technicalities of like being able to afford it.
I used to deal with fleet owners, and you've got to remember that their cabs get smashed up constantly.
Yep.
Drivers never have the money for the excess. They're behind on their rent, and I don't know why these fleets let them get behind on rent.
Get behind on their rent,
yeah. Like up to £2 grand. You would have got rid of him at 700.
Yeah.
And I know you're not impressed with a lot of fleet owners. I remember seeing a Facebook thing, or when you first come out.
Possibly, maybe, I don't. I mean, my fleet owner, who I rent from, Neil, he's for Diamond.
Neil.
What I pay for my TXE is you won't get it any cheaper.
Are you living off your celebrity?
What do you mean?
Well, you're a celeb, aren't you? He's like, I'm renting to a celebrity.
No, because he knew me before when I was a pillock, and not a famous pillock.
But do you advertise him? Do you mention him on
No.
Twitter?
You just mentioned him just now.
No, just if someone comes to me and says, "Oh, who do you rent from?" I say Neil.
Oh no, but if you rent from Neil, that's not an advert. Who is your garage? What's the garage called?
APM Taxis.
And where are they based?
Romford, Crow Lane. The only way I would go anywhere else, like I've told him, is if I had it for free.
Okay, understandable.
Because I've got, I reach quarterly 8 to 10 million people on my social media. Like, they're not all cab drivers, but I've got a large amount of cab drivers that follow me. Yeah. So if they said to me, "Oh, where'd you rent?" I'll be like, "Go here, go here, go here, go here, go here."
That's a good boy.
Yes. That's what I would do. You're going for a Turkish.
Yeah. Unbelievable. These PHV drivers. Listen, thank you for coming, Aaron. It's always good to see you. It's a bit hot for you today, but in the new studio we'll have air conditioning just for you.